Hello guys, in today's video we're going to create an accordion, an animated accordion using HTML, CSS and JavaScript. This is how the end result will look like. Let's get into it. Alright, let's start with HTML. Let me first add an index.html file into my folder. I am using, or should I say, I'm going to use HTML boilerplate extension. It's available on VS Code. It pretty much gives you basic HTML structure right off the bat, so you don't have to keep adding HTML every single time you start a new project. I'm just gonna call it animated accordion. In the body tag, let's start off with a div. Give it a class of accordion, which is going to be pretty much a accordion. There you go. It's going to be a container for the whole thing, for the accordion items. In here, I'm going to add div with a class of accordion item. Inside of this item, this is going to be and each accordion item is going to be a separate heading and a body with text. So in here, I'm going to add another div with a class of accordion heading container. But I'm just looking if I spelled it right. Should be fine. And then in here, h2 tag. That's I'm using h2 in here just so. Let's say I would have wanted to use a h1 in here just to give it an overall heading. Let's just call it heading. We'll just call it accordion. Actually, yeah, let's leave it. Let's leave it there. Shouldn't be a problem. In here, I'm gonna make it an item 1. That's going to be the first heading. I will be using font awesome for the icons, the plus and minus icons. That will show if the accordion is expanded or it's shrinked. So to show the user so that they know. Right off the bat, all of the accordion headings should have a plus icon. There it is. And then in here underneath accordion heading container, I'm going to have a div that will store the text for each accordion heading. So accordion body, and inside div over here, I'm going to call this accordion text. I'm not sure what to type in here, so what I did, I just typed lorem. Let's make it a bit bigger. There you go, and use word wrap on this. Okay, so now we have each. This is one accordion item. I want to add at least 3 in here, so let's just do this. No point typing it again, right? No 3, 2. So 2 in here. I used 30 there, so let's just use 25 in here just for making a difference in size. and let's just add another one, call it an item 3, and let's do lorem 35 characters. Okay, so I saved that. Can I open it with live server? Yeah, there you go. This is, oops, this is how it looks right now. Just HTML, no CSS. What I gotta do is add CDN for the font awesome. And now it should display the plus icon right here. There you go. So, what else do I have to add? Right, you gotta add the CSS. Gonna link CSS to the HTML. So let's do it here. I'm gonna call the CSS file styles.css. Since I don't need a folder for that, it's going to be a pretty small CSS file. There you go. Right, and at the end, we gotta add a script tag with a source of app.js for the JavaScript file that will be used for the accordion. That should be it for the HTML. Let's have a look. There you go. Looks alright. Now we will move on to CSS. Okay, let's start with CSS now. Since we added a link to the CSS already, let's call it style CSS as I named it in the href and the HTML file. What I want to do first of all is add the font that I'll be using, and also I want to shrink this a little bit. There you go. Right after that, let's reset the default styles. So the wildcard sign, and then padding, change it to 0, and margin, change it to 0, and box sizing to border box. There you go. This should, yep, there you go. Now everything has a padding of 0, margin of 0, and the box sizing is set to border box. I want the body to have a certain background color. This is not something that is related to the accordion, just for the presentation purposes. So I have the color over here. Let me just copy and paste it. There you go. And all the divs should inherit the font family. When I change it to I don't think I can say it. I don't think I can pronounce Balu, whatever. It's a nice font. There you go. I like this font. It's not bad. It's not bad. Right after that, let's style the container for the accordion. So first of all let's make it 50 pixels from the top, auto to the right, 0 on the bottom, and auto to the left. Max width gonna set it to 500 pixels. I don't want it to be big. And 100%. There you go. One thing I gotta do is go back to here. Since I'm going to be using 1H1, I can just do this and do text align center. There you go. Next, so we styled the accordion container. Then we have accordion heading container. And I'm going to use the simplest thing I could use right now. It's just flexbox and justify content to space between and align items to center. Okay, that looks fine. So that's the positioning. Then we have background color, which I already have set. Already picked out the background color for that. There you go. It does need some padding, so we are gonna add some padding of 0.5 rem, which should be enough. Yeah, I think that's all right. I am adding a border bottom to all of these, except the last one. So it's gonna be 2 pixels, solid. There you go. And then I'm gonna change the cursor when you hover over the heading to pointer. So right now it stays the same, but when I hover it right now, when I save it, changes to a pointer. Okay. Now what I want to do is, because when the body of those items is going to be shrinked, the last heading container, it's not gonna look right, in my opinion, when the border bottom is gonna stay on the last one there on the item 3. So I want to remove that. How am I gonna remove that? Is accordion item last of type accordion heading container, and change the last one to border bottom none. Now it's removed, and then let's style the accordion body, because it doesn't really look right. So let's do that. Let's give it a background color first of all of yeah, this one. So now we gotta do some padding. Yeah, let's do padding 0.5 rem as well. There you go. It's already looking better. Overflow hidden. That's important, so that when the body shrinks, the text is not gonna stay visible. You'll see why overflow hidden is important later when we'll be doing JavaScript. But for now, let's just keep it there. We have padding, we have overflow, background color. To make the text stand out a little bit more, I'm gonna change the color to white. Text color to white, looking better. And transition would be nice to make it animated. transition. Oh my, let me see. Transition. There you go. Transition. Let's do all 0.5 seconds ease. Like I said, the CSS file is going to be pretty small, but right now nothing is happening. Thinking maybe I should change the color to white on here, but I don't know. Gonna leave it like that for now. Let me see if I change the color to white. Nah, let's keep it black, like it was. Okay, this is it for the CSS. Let's move on to JavaScript. Okay, finally we are coming to JavaScript. Let me add another file app.js. In here, first of all, we are going to retrieve the header container, all the header containers actually. Accordion header. That is what I'm going to call it. I could call it accordion headers. Let's just keep it accordion header for now. Document query. I'm gonna use query selector all, and that will be accordion heading container. Now for the body, it's going to be pretty much the same. Accordion body. Going to use selector all, query selector all, but the only thing that's gonna change is this, and that's gonna be accordion, too many C's, accordion body. Now we have all of these. Let me add a comment in here, get elements. There you go. Comments are not necessary, it's just there for reference. I'm going to store all the height, the padding top and padding bottom of the bodies in an object that I'm going to call accordion styling equals object show height. So in here I'm going to store heights, all the heights in an array. Then I'm going to store padding top in an array. There you go. Padding bottom. That's the object, that's the whole thing. I was thinking about adding hide, accordion styling dot hide, but I don't know, I think it's pointless. Just doing more work than I need to be honest. Just gonna make the code look a bit more messy afterwards. And I'm going to call it, I'm just gonna comment it out and say store height and padding. Good to have some kind of reference, not to put comments everywhere. So I'm going to have a function to get the body height and set the body height to 0. I'm going to use an event listener on the window object that is load. So add event listener load, and then let's use some ES6 in here. So why not, right? Okay, get body height. Now that we have the accordion body, we can just pass it in here and then set height 0, which is going to it's going to have two body parameters. We can either pass in an array of bodies, I guess, of body elements, or you can just pass in a single body element. So in here, because I want all the accordion bodies to be set to 0 when the page loads in, I'm going to pass in the array of bodies. So in here, and then false for the second parameter. Next, in here, first of all, let's create a function for the get body height. So function get body height. In here, we are going to pass in all the body elements of the accordion. So next, body elements for each, which is going to be the easiest way, as we don't need a for loop for this. One body item, arrow function, and now for the next part, let me just comment it out just real quick so there's no confusion. Get height and padding, because we are going to set the height and padding top and bottom to 0, but before that we're going to get the height, padding top and padding bottom of the body element. So in here, before I write more in this function, actually, I'm going to use a JavaScript method, get computed style, which returns, it's a method that returns all the properties and values of an element. Because I'm using it 3 times, I think it's better to just put it into a function. And that function is going to be called, okay, computed style value, and we need a target and a property. So the target will be the body, let's say, of the accordion, and the property will be, let's say, height. And then I'm just gonna return, let's return window, get computed style, yep, that's right. Nope, target, null, and then get property value, if I can spell it right, property, spell it, yeah, write it out, whatever, get property value, and then let's pass in the property that we want. There you go. Return window, get computed style, target, null, get property value, property. There you go. That's good. Now we have an object. So accordion styling, that's what we called it. Accordion styling show height equals, no, not equals, but push. So we're gonna push all the height values of each body. So in here we're going to use that function computed style value, and the target is body item, and the property will be height. So now that we have one line of code, we can just copy paste and change this to padding top. The style will be padding top. There we go. And then padding bottom. And in here, change it to padding bottom. There you go. So now I should have all the height, padding bottom, and padding bottom values in this object over here. I can check that actually. So after everything loads in and the function starts executing, it will be stored in accordion styling. So let's say I want to just find accordion styling, show height. Should be in the console over here. Set height 0 is not defined, that's fine. But I have 124 pixels, so that will be that one. 97 pixels, which will be this one, and 124 pixels, which will be that one. Seems, yeah, it's possible, yeah. It's probably right, it's JavaScript. The only error I got was the set height 0, which it's normal because I haven't actually declared that function yet. So this is the section where I get all the height and padding of the body. So now we have to, after we get all of that, we want to set it all to 0 so that every body is shrinked. So let's comment it out to 0 out height and padding. It is what it is. Okay. So what can we start with? So we gotta set the height of the body to 0. Okay. So function will be called set, oh my god, set height 0. Okay. And in here the parameters are gonna be body array and body item. So if we have a body array, so if we did not set the first parameter to false, there you go, we're going to run a for each loop method on that array, body array for each body element. Oops, my bad. Okay, as the first part we have body element, and then we have each body element will get the style of the height of 0 pixels, body element style. Now the padding top equals 0 pixels. Body element style padding bottom equals 0 pixels. There you go. And then that's it for now. So now if we have the body array, this will run. This for each loop will run on each body element. But if there is no body array, we are going to use the body item instead. So we're going to target a singular body of the accordion. Body item style height, which is going to be pretty much the same thing, except we're just changing the first. There you go. Body item style padding top equals 0 pixels. I could actually copy and paste that, but I'm just gonna do it this way since I'm already doing it. Padding bottom equals 0 pixels. There you go. Now you can see the bodies of each accordion item is shrinked, and you can only see the headings, which is what you want. It's not clickable yet. It does nothing. I removed the console log, so it doesn't matter. All I can show is, I mean, yeah, it will work. So console log, accordion styling, let's say show height. There you go. Still in here. No error because I have declared the function and it's the same. The values are the same. It only gets the height because I am only targeting the height, so padding top and padding bottom is separate. Okay, we set the body height to 0, padding top to 0, padding bottom to 0. Now we need a function to expand the body. Function that I will use will be expand accordion, and since I will be using a for loop on the accordion headers to add an event listener, I will use a body, which will be the accordion body, and an index that will pass in together with the body. So in here, first of all, let's see if everything works. So for now, let's just add a body. So I'm gonna be using index. So body index. The body will be this array, accordion body. Body index. Style height equals accordion styling show height, and we're gonna provide a specific one, right? All I gotta do is just copy and paste, because just wasting time if you will be writing it again. Padding top, and then do this again. Padding bottom. There you go. Now it's still not working because I haven't added the event listeners. So, right, let's first, I guess you could, I mean, the function already explains what is going to happen next, but a little commenting is alright, I think. So let's just say, expand accordion body. Should be fine. There you go. And then let's add a for loop. Let I equals 0. I less than, I'm going to use the accordion header array. Accordion header length I plus plus. There you go. Oops. That's better. Then to add all of those event listeners to every accordion header, you gotta use accordion header I, which is the index, you could say, right? And event listener. Hello, what happened over here? Event listener. Click, and we are going to add a function. I guess it's an anonymous function, and in this function we're going to call expand accordion function. In here, the first parameter is going to be the body, so accordion body array and the index. So now, if everything goes to plan, this should expand. And now it's not going to shrink again, because all I did was give a functionality to expand, and that's all. So we know it works. Refresh again, it works. Okay. Next thing we would like to do is to add a function, the set height 0, so that when you click, let's say you click on this one, and then when you click on a different accordion header, this one shrinks, but this one expands. So the way, I think, easiest way to do it would be to do if statement, and let's parse in let's see, let's parse float body, which we will already have passed in as the parameter, as the first parameter, index. That is going to be a specific body element. So if you click again, let's say on here, it's going to shrink that body. So parse float body index, style, height, more than 0. We want that body to shrink. So what we're gonna do is set height 0. The first parameter of the set height 0 function is an array. We're not passing the array, we are passing the specific body element. So first one is going to be false, and the second one is going to be body index. I'm going to add a return here, empty return, so that when you click it, everything stops on here and it doesn't go over here, because if it will go over here, it would just make it, would just expand it again, and we don't want that. So save that, and that's what it does. It doesn't shrink the other one when you click on the other one, but if you click it again, it does shrink it. So now we want to add that. So else, if you don't click the body the container again, and you click the other one, every other body element will, let me just type it correctly, every other body element will be set to height 0 and padding 0, right? So without passing the body, there you go. Now we don't need false here. I mean, we can add it in, but it's not important. Then when you do this, when you save it, it does work. I can show that you don't need it at all. Still gonna work because it's going to catch that first true statement of the if-else statement. So I'm just gonna add it just to make it less confusing. There you go, it works. Now everything pretty much works, right? Closes when you click it again, opens when you click it. When the other one is clicked, the other one closes. There you go. Boom. Accordion works. The only thing that we need to add is a function, I guess, to change the icon. To, let's say when you click on here, this should change to minus. When you click on here, this should change to plus, and this should change to minus. So the function will be called toggle icon, and the easiest way I thought of was to get the icon, the class to remove, and the class to add. Then we get the icon, class list, remove. We add the parameter to remove icon, class list, add to add. There you go. So we have the function responsible to adding and removing the icons. Now we got to add that to, first of all, the set height 0 function. To do that, since we need the icon, first let's get the icon. So create a variable get icon equals body element previous sibling previous element sibling, actually, because previous sibling would be the white text, which we don't want. We want the element. And then the previous sibling of the body element will be the container, the heading container, which will be this. And in the heading container, h2 tag is the first child, and the icon is the second child. So we just want to get the last element, child. That gives us this element over here. And all we gotta do in here is toggle icon, get icon as the variable we created just now. And to remove, we want to remove FA minus, which is the font awesome minus icon. And we want to add the font awesome plus icon. That is pretty much the same thing that we want to do in the else statement, except all we need to do is just change this variable name over here, and that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it for the set height 0 function. We also need to add that toggle icon function in the expand accordion function. Okay, so in here, gonna do the same thing, get icon. It shouldn't interfere with the other get icon variables, because I am using the let variable, and also it is in its own scope. So this shouldn't be a problem at all. And in here I'm gonna use the index, because in here in the expand accordion I want to change the icon of the specific header that I clicked on. So body index dot previous element sibling last element child. And then all I gotta do is toggle icon. This is where I call the function get icon. In this instance, we want to remove the plus icon, so font awesome plus, and we want to add the font awesome minus icon. So what this should do is, yeah, when I click on this, the icon changes to the font awesome minus. When I click it again, this is the if statement that runs. So I click it again, and the FA minus, the font awesome minus icon changes to font awesome plus icon. There you go. When I click on here, and then I click on the other one, the else statement is going to run, which is going to get all the body elements of the accordion and change all the other ones from font awesome minus to FA plus. So if I click on here, this should change to font awesome plus. There you go. And I can just do it over and over again. So there you go. That's the whole JavaScript for the accordion. This is not the most amazing way to do it, I think. There are other ways to do it. I think this is the most beginner way to add the functionality to this. You obviously don't need to use the object over here. I just used it to make it more concise, make it more obvious what I'm doing. All you could do is just declare a variable height, the variable padding top, variable padding bottom, and that's it. Like, there are other ways to do it for sure, but I think using the for loop over here is the most beginner friendly way to do it, I guess. And it shows you how for loops work as well, and that you can pass in the actual index over here and everything works. Everything works. So yeah, I think the 0.5 seconds on the transition is the best way to do it, because if you go lower than that, let's say 3, it's way too fast, So I think 0.5 is fine. Everything should be good. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments section below. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next one.